Live from Beverly Hills, California, inside Studio B, we bring you Bev Talks. Today's talk is brought to you by Bree Young on the subject of sexual harassment. Bev Talks, words worth listening to.
Hello, my name is Bree Young, and today I'm here to talk to you about sexual harassment and what we can do to prevent it. My personal experience with sexual harassment. I was 10 years old the first time I was catcalled on the street, and I will never forget it. The school year was about to begin, and I was starting at a new school. My mother and I went into town to pick up my new uniform, and because I was so excited for school to start, I wore that blue and white checkered dress right out of the store. As we were walking down the street, hand in hand, two men in a car yelled at us, "Hey, sexy ladies, how's it going? Smile, don't walk away." And then I was 13 years old when I was first sexually harassed in school, and I will never forget it. I was in a photography class, and my friend Emily and I had been sent around the school to work on a project. One of our male classmates kept following us around and saying things like, "Let me have my way with you," and other expressions that would be inappropriate for me to repeat. When we reported him, he was given a 3-day in-school suspension, but he wasn't removed from the class, and we spent the rest of the year avoiding him as much as we possibly could. I was 14 years old when I was first sexually harassed in the workplace, and I will never forget it. I was spending the summer with my father in Rhode Island, and I got a job as a hostess in a local restaurant. Male customers decades my senior would flirt with me. Drunk 20-somethings talked about me as I walked a party to their table, and one man even tried to kiss me that summer. I turned away as soon as I could, and as soon as he started leaning in, and I got my manager, who kept him busy for the rest of my shift while I decided to hide in the back of the restaurant. But those are just my stories, and there are many others who are absolutely worse. So, definition. What is the exact definition of sexual harassment? Well, it can be summarized in one sentence with it being unwelcome behavior that is in a sexual nature. But the official definition is harassment in a workplace or other professional or social situations involving the making of unwanted sexual advances or obscene remarks. So what are the statistics on sexual harassment? Well, an advocacy group named Stop Street Harassment commissioned a 2,000-person national survey in the U.S. with a surveying firm named GFK, and the survey found that 65% of all women experienced street harassment. Among those women, 23% had been sexually touched, 20% had been followed, and 9 had been forced to do something sexual. Among men, 25% had been street harassed, but a higher percentage of LGBT identifying men reported this more than heterosexual men. And their most common form of harassment was homophobic or transphobic slurs. So, sexual harassment in the entertainment industry. #MeToo and the Time's Up movements. After the Weinstein allegation story broke, the entertainment industry has been rattled. Dozens of men have been accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault, including but not limited to Kevin Spacey from House of Cards, Jeremy Piven from Entourage, Matt Schwann, the creator of One Tree Hill and The Royals, Ed Westwick from Gossip Girl, and Matt Lauer from The Today Show. But now women all over the world are using social media to help demonstrate the widespread prevalence of sexual assault and harassment, specifically in the workplace. With the Me Too movement. Women are now engaging in Time's Up, movement against sexual harassment funded by Hollywood celebrities in a response to the Weinstein effect and #MeToo. All of the progress that's happening right now is a paradigm shift, which means that there's nothing like this or even to this magnitude that has ever happened yet, or at least in our recorded history. So, how can we stop sexual harassment? Well, I don't have an answer, but one simple one that I came upon recently that I think comes close is Alexis Jones. She's an American activist and motivational speaker, as well as a founder of the nonprofit I Am That Girl. She has a view on sexual harassment that I'd like to share with you. She says that we have to have a conversation about respect. You can't give something that you don't have. We have to imbue young men with more self-respect so that they're able to treat others with more dignity. We are not teaching these young men how to create an authentic confidence, and we have to teach more emotional education so that they do not source it from places that could stem into sexual harassment. We have to broaden their definition of confidence to one that is not contingent on social media highlight reels and external validation. We have to work with them and offer real tools like a vocabulary that includes words like consent and bystander to these young men for the moments that we're asking them to stand up and be brave. By not engaging these men in real conversation, we are setting them up to fail. We must strive for a future where all men and women can be treated with dignity and respect. Because the truth is that men are not simply the problem when it comes to sexual harassment and all of its symptoms, they are also the cure. And we have never needed them more as we do right now. So for the brave men right now, please consider this an invitation. Alexis Jones is not afraid to be outspoken with her opinions that I just repeated, and she does not shy away from confronting every aspect of the sexual harassment problem. That's why her perspective resonates with me, because of this. So, what now? Speak up if you see sexual harassment at work or in a social situation. Don't just stand by and let it happen. Use your voice. And particularly for us as students, we can ask our administration to invest in sexual harassment prevention awareness programs, because in the workplace it's actually law. We must look and strive for a new day where no one will feel retaliation if they speak out against their harasser. And we must create a completely anti-harassment society. So we should all put an end to sexual harassment. As we work together, both men and women can both end sexual harassment. And these movements that are going on in the world right now will continue to grow and grow until no one can deny their accomplishments. So let's be a part of this sexual harassment movement. And thank you.